In an effort to improve downtown Indianapolis, property owners are considering whether to self-impose a tax.
Yeah, it's an idea Downtown Indy Inc. has pushed for months. And 24-hour News 8's Eric Feldman learned why time is of the essence. Eric.
Good evening, Brooke and Mike. You know, choosing to tax yourself might sound like a crazy idea, but there are actually 1,100 of these economic improvement districts nationwide.
Walk around downtown.
Someone has picked up and thrown.
Some trash, even people hiding their clothes. Downtown Indy Inc. says those are some of the growing problems downtown, which itself is growing. Twice the number of people will live there in 2020 compared to 2010.
But density caused wear and tear.
Downtown Indy Inc. says there's a solution. Downtown property owners in Miles Square tax themselves. How much you pay would depend, but it could bring in about $3 million a year over 10 years, which the downtown organization says would complement city services.
A way to have the folks that own property and have a lot invested downtown control a significant amount of money to take care and address those problems.
51% of property owners must sign a petition which would need the city-county council approval. A select board would then decide the spending. Some ideas include cleaning streets, helping panhandlers and the homeless get proper assistance.
About half of the money that we intend to raise is to staff people that are going to help connect folks that are in a situation that they are panhandling with services.
Eventually, one idea is to establish a downtown dog park. We showed the plan to folks downtown. Lisa Mercer is not sold.
There's just, I think, a hesitancy to put more taxes into things when we're not seeing results with what we're already paying taxes for.
She says an example, the potholes. She's concerned how much change would actually happen if the city-county council doesn't like an idea.
And I hope they're able to do what they want to do, but without top-down support, I think it's hard to sustain.
So right now, 46% of property owners have signed on to this petition. Downtown Indy Inc. says time is of the essence because in July, the state law is actually going to be changing. You're going to need to have 60% of property owners instead of the 51% that it is right now in order to sign these petitions, in order to form these EIDs. So that could pose a major hurdle if this is something that downtown is going to move ahead with. So we'll, of course, continue to follow this story. I'm live downtown, Eric Feldman, 24-hour News 8.